Right, well, it's time to go out on the Moto Morini. Says he Mezzo. 6.5 SCR.
Italian now, are you?
And I got, well, your mum will probably correct me. I'm not very Italian speaking. If we look at my feet, actually not bad for a scrambler, is it?
Well, I was looking at the charity shop shoes, but
I like these shoes. Right, look at this.
yeah, it's actually good because you're normally a bit more on your tiptoes.
Yeah, if you were on the bear, for example, you'd be right up there.
We are listening to you, but we're filming the dog right now because she's more interesting. No, I'm only joking.
It looks like we're ready to go on an adventure.
Yes, it does, and look, so Sean's used his existing panniers, managed
Nice
to put
CNC
them,
panniers.
attach them underneath the seat.
I found out where the key hole is to operate the lock. It's right under there, which is actually a bit silly because anything that gets flung up is going to gam up the keyhole.
Yeah.
But that came off, seat comes off, and then I've just...
Yeah, but you can't be Italian, like making good food, you know, that sexy language and stuff, looking good, and think about the practicalities.
Yeah,
That's what happened to me as well, babe.
Exactly. Well, you're not even Italian.
I'm not Italian, but I've got all the things that we commented on, correct? Good at cooking food.
You are good at cooking food, actually, yeah.
Sexy?
Well, I'll let the viewers decide. let's diplomatic.
But maybe not great with the practicality side of
You're
things.
not great. George would probably agree with that statement. Right, do you want to swap over?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm in my casual clothes, but go on.
Okay, right, in you go.
I'm not sure we'll agree with the sexy part of me in this.
No, I think
oversized pink hoodie.
I think you would have had to...
Sod on, not sexy, not good with the practicalities.
You're a good cook, though.
Good cook.
Good cook, very good cook. Right, what are you
I'm
thinking?
sure there's other things, babe.
Well, what are you thinking about the Marine?
Oh, we've got to think about good things about the bike. We're not doing my list today.
No,
Okay.
what are you thinking about the bike?
I like it, yeah. Can I have a sit?
Go on
Got
then, yeah, get up.
My hideous dog Crocs on. Where is the dog, by the way?
Dog's over there just eating some of the plants.
Oh, good. She's...
So,
Nika, that's not food.
right, what are you saying then?
Yeah, I'm not even going to try. I'm a dangler on this, but I'm going to be. Yeah, I like it. It's a lot more plain here than the BSA, isn't it?
Well,
Is
yeah,
it?
you don't have dual clocks, you just got that LCD screen.
Are these heated grips? Oh, that's a bit of a zoom in on me there. Sorry, I wasn't ready for that.
No, they're not heated grips.
Okay.
No.
Can you get heated grips?
Yeah, well, I've got some in the shed that will probably go on.
But they don't do them.
Don't think they do them, no.
Nice soft seat. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. You're asking me things.
Yeah.
I think you just need to get out on it.
I need to get out.
And I'm going to come out with you maybe tomorrow, well, if I'm feeling better.
What about you, Nika?
She hasn't got her doggles yet.
What are you saying? You like the Brembos, do you? Oh, you're saying?
She likes you.
We like Brembos.
I like Daddy.
We like Brembos. We like upside down forks.
Oh, yes.
Do you like twins or singles?
We don't really mind about that, do we? Because we're girls.
Oh dear. Right, better get out on the road. Right, off we go. And I'm just loving the way this engine builds power. I think we got 42 kilowatts. I'll put what that is in horsepower on the screen. 55 newton meters, so it's punchy. The BSA also has, I think, 55 newton meters, but it doesn't, because this has got more horsepower. The way it builds power, it just keeps going and going and going. I'm really enjoying it. It's such a treat to have that much power on tap. Now, this engine is one of my favourites. It's derived from the Kawasaki ER6. That's 650cc parallel twin 6-speed. A really good engine. I had it on my first big bike. I had an ER6F 2015 and I absolutely loved it. It was such a nice bike to ride, bike to learn on, cool bike, fast bike. And every time I get on one of these Kawasaki derived 650s, I always enjoy myself because it feels like coming home. And I'll tell you why they're a little bit different to the modern parallel twins. I used to say that this is the sort of Hall of Fame parallel twin, this design. However, I think these days you've got the likes of the Suzuki, that 776 P twin, the Aprilia 100 horsepower RS660, the lump in that bike, even the Honda Hornet 755cc parallel twin, and that other 95 horsepower. So P-twins have come up a long way. They've also got very flat cork. flat cork. Maybe they have got cork. Maybe they've made a cork. No, they've got very flat torque curves as well. So with that Suzuki, you'll get up to whatever it is, 3,000 RPM, and the torque's flat all the way up to 8,000. This is Pembridge, by the way, which is a very beautiful little black and white town on, where are we, Herefordshire. Yeah, we haven't left Herefordshire yet, but it's very picturesque. Yeah, but the difference with this slightly older design, the Kawasaki one, it builds revs. So what happens is, as you go up throughout the revs, you get defined power bands. The engine actually comes alive 5.5, certainly by 6,000 RPM you get a noticeable surge, and that makes it quite fun. Probably not technically as good as the newer parallel twins, but these engines, I can't do it here because we're restricted by the speed limit, but I'll do it later on as we get onto the 60 mile an hour leaving the village. These engines do have a defined power band. It's actually great fun to sort of hold the bike in that power band. Other things about it is the gear change is nice and kind of slick, just no dramas. It goes into gears nicely. It's just a well honed, traditional, well developed, long lasting engine that's been used in loads of bikes. See, there you go. When we were at 4,000 I was enjoying it, and then you get this additional surge, 5, and then after 6 again. See, it's just a crazy bike. Now bear in mind that this bike actually is 215 kilos dry, so if you add fuel, 16 litres in the tank, 0.7 kilos per litre of petrol, that's probably another 12 kilos, so you get 227. It's not that light a bike, to be honest, but with this engine it just surges forward. It's really nice to ride. Bars are nice and wide, so you can sort of like tip it into the corners. Yeah, boy, oops, watch the speed. And when we are up in the revs, I'm really enjoying the exhaust. Just drop down. Now the exhaust is obviously 2 pipes coming down then into a single silencer through a cat. You could probably benefit the noise of this bike by putting an aftermarket exhaust system on there. It's quite muted, to be honest, even at high RPM. Look, so that surge though. See, these 650s. See if Moto do a huge range of these 650s. They've actually upped the displacement to 700 cc's on a couple of their bikes. You know, the Heritage range, which you could argue is kind of a, not Heritage, the CLX range, of which one of those is the Heritage, the other one's the Sport, the other one's the Adventure, and that'd be a kind of competition for this bike, really. Yeah. The other thing about nice wide bars is that your mirrors are positioned kind of far out, so you don't keep seeing your shoulder, you actually see what's behind you. Round we go. Whee! It's that power band, see? 4th gear is so much fun. Yeah. Overall, I'm just really enjoying riding this bike, and that's what it's all about. Now, bear in mind, this bike is an outgoing model, so if you are watching this, you're probably thinking, this is maybe a bike that I'm going to pick up at the discount from the dealers. Maybe it's a bike that you're going to pick up second hand, because they're obviously bringing out new bikes. I think they've also based their new range on a 700cc, and there'll be loads coming from Moto Morini. Obviously Moto Morini, designed in Italy, as Suze was saying earlier, some of the design is really nice. Designed in Italy but made in China. Look at this. Way! The way it builds power is actually quite addictive. Yeah, so they are quite affordable. I think this one's under 6 grand new, so 5, 7, something like that. And you bear in mind that's 1,200 quid cheaper than the Royal Enfield Bear, and this is a scrambler that is more powerful and a lot more, yeah, it's got a lot more grunt, being that yeah, this water cooled 650 as opposed to the air and oil cooled on the Bear. Up front, switch gear's all fairly nice, even for an older bike. It's up there with the newer bikes. Obviously it's plastic, a little bit cluttered for my liking with all those up downs, back sets, etc, etc, but I suppose it all does alright, doesn't it? I don't know why we've got a sort of light on dipped, and then we've got lights here as well. That's kind of annoying. I wouldn't have two things for lights. Maybe they have separate functions, I don't know. You've also got the flasher there, and then horn. Indicators are nice because when you use the indicator it actually feels and makes a resounding click. She feels like it's engaged. Grips are quite unoffensive, but let me just rotate that grip round. See, it says Morini on it, which is quite cool. And then the levers, fully adjustable. Everything's just quite nice up here, to be honest. Fully adjustable on both levers, yeah. Got a proper reservoir there for the Brembo. And then up here we've got the TFT. Now, I did a bit of a video on the street version of this bike, and I talked about the TFT then. It's nice because they've actually shaped it in line with the little kind of bikini, not bikini fairing, is it? Little fly screen, you could call it. So it's shaped like that. Obviously the main display that actually works is rectangular, but it just sort of blends in a little bit nicer, a little bit more stylish than just having a square one. And obviously you've got Morini written there on the bars. It's all just pretty nice. Like, you're looking down, got the green here, 6.5 in big lettering. Nice Moto Morini emblems, however you say it. It just all looks kind of present and correct. While we're on the subject of the TFT, it's all quite useful, to be honest. You've got range in miles left. You've also got the little bars of fuel. I'm on trip 1, so this is when I first got the bike, so I've done 40 miles so far. This bike's done almost 1,400 miles, which is nice because it means it's properly run in. Don't have to worry about you know, the engine needing to be mollycoddled or whatever. Yeah. And then I do actually quite like the big rev counter that goes up there. Gold forks, again, I'm coming round to gold forks. I think they look quite nice. Beautiful golden hour, and we're talking of gold. Right, we're heading into Leominster, so it's just addictive doing that. Just blipping the throttle. Really good fun. Now, riding position. For once, I'm not reaching to the bars. My little short arms have got plenty of length left in them. I can reach the bars nice and easily. Roll down into 30. Snicking. Come on, mate. Snicking through the gears is a pleasure, especially on the downshift. No quicksilver. No quicksilver. No. No quick shift or anything fancy on this. Just traditional clutch. Up and down through the gears with your left foot. But aside from that, back to the riding position. A little bit of a bend in the knee, but fairly comfortable. The seat is actually sculpted. It's not a big flat seat. You're kind of like sitting down in it, which means the pillion, and we'll have Susie on at some stage, the pillion is probably going to be raised behind you, which is probably useful because you're not going to bang helmets too much if there's a height differential. But yeah, now as I start waiting for this junction, my feet are flat on the floor like we saw earlier, which is really cool. Plenty of kind of platform to keep stable and manoeuvre the bike at low speed. There's also a grab rail at the back, so if you were to be moving the bike around, you can use one hand on the bars, one hand on the grab rail, like I showed in the bear video. Now for me, all the operation of the clutch and the throttle just feels natural. You see, you can roll the bike just using the torque of the engine. Minimal application of the throttle, if at all. Tap my indicator on so people know what we're doing. Thank you. See that with the indicator there? Very clear to see your indicators are on. Flashes up there on the side. That's nice. And then, as I say, with the gears, you sort of snick up through the gears. It's all good so far, to be honest. It reminds me a little bit of the Vosges 525 ACX, or the correct term, I think it's AC525X. And that bike is also a made in China scrambler, again, well suspended. Although I don't think it's fully adjustable like this one, but well suspended, nice riding position, wide bars. See there, you saw the indicator again. This has got a lot more power than that bike, of course, and it's got the kind of kudos of being Morini, you know, got that Italian kind of vibe going on. So as we trundle into Leominster, we'll have a little test to see what the bike's like at slow speed, urban environments. You know what, I'm going to hit some potholes on purpose. Yep. So if you push it too much and go over potholes, those ones are actually spray painted on the floor saying someone from the council needs to come and fix this. It does jar a little bit because it's obviously not that soft suspension. Well, it is adjustable. I'm sure maybe I could soften it up. That's one of the benefits, isn't it? You can tune it to your own riding style. But on the plus side, when you get out of the town and you're sort of carving it up a little bit more, then the suspension sort of rewards you for pushing on. That's even true with this bike being on kind of trail tyres. Not really, but they've got a sort of look about them. They've got knobblies, but very much more a style rather than a actual off-road tyre. Just nip through this green arrow, drop the indicator on, drop down. Love it, yeah, love it. And the other thing about the steering is, the wheels and tyres, is that we're on an 18 at the front, which I think is a little bit weird. If I was going to have, I know why, it's a style thing. I don't think anybody chooses an 18 really for sporty reasons, because otherwise you just run 17 and have the full sporty rubber available to you and that nimbleness at the front end. Oh, round the Audi comes. And then you go for a 19, which obviously is better for a wide array of aftermarket tyres, for all sorts of kind of adventures and stuff, isn't it? 19-inch adventure tyres. Pretty much every brand has an option in 19-inch for a front. 17 on the rear, so you'll be able to get any tyre you want for the rear. It's just 18 at the front. It's a little bit of a weird wheel size. And that's the same on the street as well. Interestingly, the street and the scrambler got the same front wheel. One's spoked and one's cast alloy, but the same size and profile tyres as well. So yeah, if I purposely hit all these bumps, yeah, I'll notice it crashing and jarring my back a little bit, but you've really got to sort of try and hit the big potholes. But most of the time you're getting good feedback through the road, which I'm getting used to. The BSA is a bit like that. You've got you can feel every little undulation in the road. It's good feedback, as long as it isn't annoying and doesn't blur the mirrors. Then being able to feel the road surface, I think, is a good thing. Yeah, now on this smooth tarmac, you see everything's perfectly smooth. Just parallel twin purring beneath me. Gear change is a joy, so is the indicator. Probably one of the only YouTubers that rates indicator movement so highly. And around we go, indicator off. This is a nice straight, but it's busy at the moment. But watch this now, 4,000. Second gear. Third. Do you know what, I'll do an overtake just to show you. You all thought I was going to barrel down there then, didn't you? But no, I restrained myself. And then of course, nice gear indicator, and then we'll sit in sixth. Sixth, probably an overdrive gear in this case. You just sort of on a run, high sustained speeds, you could use sixth. Not that much pull in sixth gear. Whereas fifth, yeah. Drop down again. Third. Rear brake as we approach the roundabout. Straight off towards Worcester. And then watch this as we pull away. Third. Don't even need to be in second. And all of a sudden you're doing 60. So, little bridge. Kissing the curb. Hopefully not. Nice bend here. Gotta watch out your head doesn't lean into oncoming traffic. But you see what I mean? It's just a really fun bike to ride. It's that like lovely balancing spot between real world power and being able to use the bike's power rather than having some silly number that it's only good to brag about in the pub. This is also a really nice bend. Oh, we got backlit switchgear. Didn't notice that. That's cool. Anyway, we'll start the video there. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm just going to enjoy my ride back on this lovely Moto Morini. Don't pull out. Don't pull out. Although, I will say before I go, having dual Brembos at the front, you do feel the braking power. And I'm all for having a single disc, riding slowly, plodding about, gentle bimble. But if you want to slam the anchors on this bike, the front brakes very, very potent. It's obviously the difference of having two discs and having Brembos. But anyway, we'll keep that for another video. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you next time. Oh my god, don't overtake me. We're coming out of the 50 in a minute.